Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om Bhadram Karne Vishwanuyama Devaha Bhadram Vashye Vachakaityagatraha Shirayangai Stustavagam Sastanubhihi Vyasheva Devahi Kanjayuhu Swasti Indra Vruddhashravaha Swasti Bhusha Swasti Nastarksho Arishtanemihi Swasti no Brahaspati Dadhatu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. I'm surprised because I was told there's going to be a small interaction with a small number of people at home. So this is almost like a talk. I thought the talk was tomorrow. It doesn't matter, it's nice to have. Only thing is in a satsang, it is nice to have few people sitting close to each other and talking. Because the very concept of the Upanishadic dialogue is to sit close, to sit near. You know the meaning of upa? Upa means to sit close to near. Not physical proximity, but being together to understand what is going on. And dialogue, of course, is one of the very important aspects of the study of Vedanta, which is what interested me in the first place. Because here I found, and I was still very young, a culture and a tradition where nobody asks somebody to do this or do that, to do this, otherwise you will go to hell or things like that. So examine and find out for yourself. Of course, you need a guide because it is largely unexplored territory. So this is what set my journey off in the first place. Due to my good fortune, of course, I came across, or my past birth, whatever you want to call it, a great teacher who I called as Babaji, whose name was Mysore. And he was a teacher in the classic sense of the term, in the sense that he was a parivrajaka with no banner, no organization, no flag, not even chappals, not even footwear, and he wandered everywhere barefoot, wearing just a small little dhoti. And because I was with him, I also had to follow suit. There was no other way. So in that 3.5 years of being with this great person, whatever has happened to me, good or bad, at some point my parents thought I had to be sent to the asylum. So whatever good or bad has happened has taken place. There has been a change in my brain. So I cannot now, even if I want to be normal in the normal sense of the term. So all that is because of this great being whom I refer to great respect as Babaji, who was my father, mother, friend, all together. It is His grace and blessings. So when I came back, because I was asked to go back, it would have been wonderful to wander around without any agenda whatsoever, from place to place, the Ganga to drink. And food, when you are hungry, it comes from somewhere. It's not a big problem. Not like in a city. City, if you go and ask for food in a house, they say go and do some work, looks fit. But it is not so in those areas. You can still survive on what you get. So that wonderful life I didn't dump it deliberately, I was allowed to do that. But it was Babaji's instructions. And once I came to know him, for me, what he said was the truth. So he said, go back, be normal, pray. Can't be normal, pretend to be normal. Stay with everybody else, carry on with your. And then he also had said that unless you get a green signal from me, don't even open your mouth and stay. So for many years I carried on with that quietly. I used to go sit and listen to people and keep quiet. But then at some point I thought that this was a great signal. So I started a little bit of talking to people. So slowly the Satsang grew. I must mention this before we have an interactive session that the first time this word Satsang, of course I knew what Satsang was mentioned, was by a great saint when I went to see him as a young man in my wandering days to read my autobiography. It is all there in detail. I was one of the young people who went to, while wandering in the south, because I wandered in the north and I came back. I went to Kanchi and met the Chandrasekhar of Kanchi. So he was sitting there. I was a little astonished because usually you expect yogis and great saints to be sitting like this. I remember that very clearly, my first impression, very cheap. So long line of people were going. I also went. So I went and those days I always used to dress in white with half shirt and long hair. And then he told me, people are passing and they are asking us to go. So I stood. I thought it was a sign for me to stop. Then he looked at me for some time. And he said, Satsangam Devi. That was the first time I am hearing a word like that being said to me directly, Satsangam. And then he asked me, do you know somebody called Justice Ismail? I said, I don't know. I had never told him my name. I was just passing in it. He said, have you heard of Justice Ismail? I said, yes. He said, he's a great expert on Kambala Mayana. Sometime you must go with me. That's all. By that they were also saying, go. He was from. I also came. Then, many years later, when I was still keeping quiet and not telling anybody anything, I had a dream, very vivid dream, in which Babaji came in a very peculiar way. It is written in my book. I was sitting in a train compartment. On the train it was written, the banner, Satsang in English. And suddenly a guard appeared. And I burst out laughing in the train. Because the guard was Babaji. He was not wearing the hat and no shoes, but he was wearing the white dress of the guard. He had a green flag in his hand and a green light in the other. He was like this blue one was. And the train started off. Since Babaji was on the platform, I thought of jumping down, but meanwhile the train had gone very, very fast. Just a few days after this, one of our friends came to see me in a place called Rayapalli, which is on the border of Madanapalli. And he said that now we should start talking to people, whatever experiences we have. Because we need a small organization to make it, to organize it. So what name shall we put? It immediately occurred to me and I said, Satsang Foundation. This is how the Satsang Foundation came to be. And it has been going on now for years. I have been going around talking to people. This is also one of those occasions. Brigadier Narayan, Mr. Ramchandra, and said, come to Mysore. It is also another. I've come before to Mysore many times. But we used to meet in our friends' houses here. There are some friends of ours. Have a little one-to-one session. This is the first time that I remember Mr. Pai long ago asked me to come to Mysore. The Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, we were having the Kena Upanishad there. He said, come to Mysore. But so having said this, I do not think that I know everything. Some things here and there I might have understood in my own experience. So we can have an interactive section like Brigadier Narayan said, questions are welcome, but not on international terrorism or things like that, because I am not an expert on that subject. Or economics or finance and things like that, I have no idea. But if it is to do with daily spiritual life or something like that, then we can or if you want to ask me about why I became peculiar, I don't